Not a good day for Juul. More hurdles for the e-cig maker, now facing a potential subpoena from a House panel. Our Aditi Roy joins us this morning with the latest. Hey, Aditi.
Hey, Carl, new this morning, Congress is threatening to subpoena Juul on the grounds that the company is not cooperating in a congressional probe into the e-cigarette maker's role in the teen vaping epidemic. The committee's letter says Juul's record is woefully inadequate and appears to directly contradict the sworn testimony of your co-founder and chief product officer, James Monsees, at our hearing in July. At that hearing, Monsees said the company is fully cooperating with the committee. Lawmakers have asked for various documents, including a list of schools receiving funding from Juul and the contract between Juul and Altria. Subcommittee Chair Raja Krishnamurthy says Juul has not produced some of those documents the panel is seeking. Juul has until October 1st to produce those documents. This development follows last night's news that New York has become the first state to enact a ban on flavored e-cigarettes. The state follows a similar ban in Michigan, and California has also cracked down on e-cigs this week. It'll be going after counterfeits and is launching a public information campaign on the dangers of vaping. Juul has hedged its portfolio by rapidly expanding internationally, but there's also been setbacks in that area this week. China halted sales of Juul products this week, just days after the company launched in that country, which has about 1/3 of the world's smokers. And India has banned the sale of e-cigarettes in that country. Keep in mind, Juul is not in India at this time, but does have a couple of team members there for due diligence work. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Aditi, I mean, companies used to policy risk in developed economies like the U.S. and Europe, but with if the promise of some of these international markets goes away, that's going to be a much different story.
It sure will. Juul is currently, I believe, in 19 countries, or at least before China, it was in 18 countries. So China's right now out of the mix. I mean, China and India account for more than a third, about 40% of the world's smokers. So it's a huge opportunity, especially considering the risks in the U.S. regulatory-wise.
Aditi, I realize we're in early days in terms of all kinds of research and data around e-cigarettes and vaping right now. But I just wonder, could there be a potential blowback when you see these types of bans and crackdowns? You got folks that are maybe addicted or really hooked on the idea of vaping. I mean, they're going to find a way to do it if they really want to. And does this actually make that black market all the more formidable?
That's a really great question, and that's something that's a big argument that Juul is making, is that, you know, that products like theirs helps people who are hooked on regular combustible cigarettes transition off of those cigarettes. In New York, for instance, they actually didn't include menthol in the ban, saying that, and they're looking at that over the next couple of weeks. They could include that over the next couple of weeks, but saying that menthol e-cigarettes at least do help people transition. So it is a very fine balance, and you might expect a little bit of blowback on that, and that's certainly the argument that Juul's making.